So like, that shit really took a toll on me, and I started ballooning and ballooning. And before I knew it, I was almost 300 pounds.
So what did you do about it, man? Did you finally say enough is enough?
Well, you know what's crazy is I had tried a few times. I'm gonna do burpees. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and I never had the like the understanding of real fitness to take it to that next level. So one day I finished watching Breaking Bad, right? We finished it. Me and my wife would binge together like crazy, and I'm like, "What do we watch now?" And she's like, "Everybody's telling me about this show, Revenge Body with Khloe Kardashian. Let's watch it." So I was like, "Ah, fuck it. Let's check it out." And I'm watching it, and there were a few people who were kind of like, "Oh, this is too hard, and this is different." I'm telling my wife, like, "Man, if I was on that show, you'd never see me crying. Fuck that shit." And then like I kept saying that, like, if I was on the show, and she was like, "Well, why don't you sign up then?" And I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna sign up for it." And I signed up, and I had no idea that they'd call me back, and they called me back. Yeah, so I went on their show, and it was crazy. Like reality TV is a fucking trip, man. Like there's certain things where like certain things are organic and certain things are forced, and it was a trip. I kind of learned like, oh shit, like they're gonna create. I'm not too big on like being overly dramatic. You know what I mean? So when they were like, when you see this person get all excited, like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, man, that's not me. So they would have to create things to make shit a little bit more difficult for me. So, but it was a trip. Like the time when I, like just even meeting Khloe Kardashian, that was a trip. I had to wait like 2 hours the first time to see her, just waiting in a car, waiting until they're done. And then fucking, when I get out, you just come out and she's right there waiting. And I chopped it up with her and for a good maybe 45 minutes. And she could chop it up, you know, she could carry a conversation. And from that point, she kind of let me know like I was gonna have a boxing trainer, because I had told him like, yeah, I'm from the streets. I had a rough youth and shit. And they were asking me like, did you ever get into fights? Did you ever get into fights? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, Mando, always. And so they put me in a boxing workout. And it was crazy. The first day there, my trainer was just like, fuck, he didn't even tell me he was just my trainer. They just laced me up. They laced up the gloves. So like, you're going in there with him. And I was like, fuck it. I think they wanted me to be scared because this fool's about 6'4", 230, all muscle. You know what I mean? 230, all muscle and shit. And they're like, you're up there. You're up next. And I was like, all right, cool. And I'm not lying. The producer comes up to me and she's like, stop. I'm like, what's up? She's like, we need more of a reaction from you. He just told you you're going in there with one of these two guys. Both of them are about 6'4". And he's like, and you're not scared? I ain't scared. I'll fight anybody. And she's like, well, say that then. So they kind of like, there's kind of like a little bit of that going on. And
of course.
I step in the ring with him. And I'm thinking like, he may be a boxer, but he's never been in there with a cat like me. You know what I mean? Like foolish. I'm foolish as fuck. And I take off on him. We're going for a good 30 seconds. I'm taking flight on him. He's wearing headgear. I'm not. So he's not hitting me in the head. And I didn't realize how fucking out of shape I was. I was until about 30 seconds. And I'm like, fuck, man, I'm fucking tired. And yeah, that motherfucker came at me. Boom, 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 all body shots. And the bell rings, right? Ding, ding. I'm like, cool. I go to my corner. And I was like, hell yeah, that's cool. I'm ready to work out now. And I don't know, he's my trainer at the time, but he's woofing. The guy in boxing, he's woofing. He's like, is that all you got? Is that all you got? I want another one. I want another one. I'm like, man, fuck that. I'll get this fool another one, right? So we go back. Boom, 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 boom. We're going at it again. And the same thing. I start off strong, and I get fucking tired. And he's just working. Quack, 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 quack. And the bell fucking stops again. So I go back to the corner like, man, I'm fucking tired. Like, I'm really beat, right? And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to work out because I still got to work out. And he's like, he doesn't want any. He doesn't want any. So I'm like, oh, this motherfucker, man. So I'm like, fuck it, let's go again. Let's go another round. So we go another round. The producers, like, they want me to break, right? I think that was the whole point of this thing. They want me to bow down, like, oh, I can't take it anymore. So the producers do some fucked up shit. When the bell rings, ding, 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 they're like, keep going. I'm like, ah, man, you motherfuckers know I can't keep up like that. So I take the round off. I'm kind of just playing defense and shit, try to get my energy back. And he starts whooping. He's scared. He's scared. He doesn't want none. He's running. I'm like, man, fuck that shit. So I fucking, around the fourth round, we're going at it. And he's taunting me. He's talking shit all in my face. And I see his hands are down. And I said, I got one more fucking solid punch in me, right? So I hit him clean. Boom, like hard as fuck. His mouthpiece came out of his mouth. Boom. And I was like, hell yeah, I see this mouthpiece hit the ground. I'm like, he's going down. He's going down. And nah, he didn't go down. And I was like, oh, fuck. At that point, my motherfucking arms, I can't even lift them. Like, my arms are heavy. I don't know if you've ever been that tired, but fucking, I couldn't lift my motherfucking arms. My legs, but they wanted to buckle. The only thing keeping me up was my pride. And we went 7 rounds that day. And fucking, he told me right after we went, he's like, I'm your trainer. My name's Leon. And fucking Leon's cool as fuck. You know what I mean? And we just got into training and shit. And that's my dog to this day. Like that was cool. He's like family. You know what I mean? That was cool as fuck. So we went on the show, and every day we were just grinding, working out 2 hours a day. And I had to start from the bottom. I had to learn how to do a proper squat. I had to learn how to do everything because everything I was doing was wrong. You know what I mean? Like, my form was way off. I thought I knew how to do everything, but nah, I hadn't been using the muscles correctly in years. So I had to learn all over again. And I dropped 56 pounds on the episode. After the episode finished filming, I dropped about another 30 pounds. And yeah, so you know, like, that shit was cool as fuck. Like, it was a great experience. And I opened a lot of doors for me where I gotta really see things differently. I gotta see, like, the potential that's out there. Because before that, I've been to parties with, like, millionaires and shit, you know what I mean? I had never even thought that shit was a possibility because I'm from the streets, you know what I mean? Like, the highest I'm gonna get is working at a call center or working fucking doing something like that. So that shit was a trip, and they were all, whenever I would tell them stories, they would all stand around, like, listening to the stories and shit. So I was just like, man, maybe I could start a YouTube channel. People want to hear this shit. So
Yeah.
that's when I decided to start the YouTube channel.
So you've distanced yourself from all the gang activity and all that shit, huh?
Well, you know, the thing is, yeah, like, activity, yeah. The activity, yeah. You'll never catch me talking about, oh, let's go do a hale or let's go do this and that. Like, hell nah. Like, but I still, like, you can see the wall. Like, I got motherfuckers hit up right there, right? And that's not because, like, I'm down to ride. That's because I got love for people. You know what I mean? So I always tell people, like, if you need anything, if you need me to assist you with filling out a job application, I got you. Don't even worry about that. You know what I mean? If you're looking for work and I know somebody, I'm gonna help you out. So I'm on a more positive tip. There's even been times where I told homies, you want to do a mock interview? I'll pretend to interview you. You know what I mean? Like, I'll let you know the kind of questions they ask when they interview me. And so I'm all about positivity. So if a homie comes to me and they're talking about something that's gonna empower them and it's gonna help them grow, I'm all for it. I'm like, hell yeah. But if they come to me like, we need you to ride, nah, yeah, I distance myself from that. That shit ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna catch me in the joint. You know what I mean? Like, I always say nobody could snitch on me when I'm going to work every day. You can't snitch on me about going to work. You know what I mean? Like that's just all legit. So I do everything legit, and fucking I limit my risk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, that's what I've said all along, man. It's you know, I tried to stay out because, like, in my early year, if you heard anything about my story, in my early years, man, I started out as a tag banger. That's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That episode.
yeah. So you there?
Yeah. You see me?
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, you cut out for a second. It's all good. Yeah, so like I said, I was a tag banger for a long time, and then I was just like a dude that ran around with everybody. Like, I mean, I had everybody's back, and a lot of different people had my back, because I was the guy that was making the money. Like I had some good connects, in that dope game, and I started getting involved in all the stolen property and shit. And like I always had nice things stolen. Like people bring me anything, bro. I mean, they would just literally like, you had people that would crash back their car up into a fucking Radio Shack back when they had Radio Shacks, and just load it up on all kinds of stuff, man. And all that tweaker stuff from Radio Shack. I mean, I'd have tweakers picking through it for hours in my garage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Circuit City, they do the same thing, and they just pry open the back door, run in there, pull that alarm down. I mean, back then, like they had like silent alarms and all that stuff, but they would cut the line, the phone line, and fucking wait when whoever would drive around. I mean, they had ways of doing it. I mean, these dudes were bringing me all kinds of shit, cars even off the lots.
Damn.
They would break in those little boxes where the key was in there. Like nowadays, most car lots, they won't leave the keys out there anymore, but they used to leave the keys in the box. And they figured out how to jimmy them out with those little barrel lock, those master keys, or them jigglers they got for the barrel locks. They'd lock it on there and turn it and pull the keys out, get in the car and drive it right off the lot. Brand new cars, all that stuff.
Damn.
And that's kind of what brought me down the first time, but I got so deep into all that, and I was dealing with so many different people, like literally giving cars to somebody's like nieces or nephews, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, these people loved me, man. Like I was that guy everybody loved. I got along with everybody. But I always knew, man, because there were different neighborhoods that I would chill with real tough, and they're always like, man, get jumped in. And I knew that like the minute I was going to get jumped in, then it was over, man. You know, because you fill up the boat with too many gente, they're gonna start drowning, they're gonna start sinking the ship. It's like you got too many loose lips, you got too many mouths to feed. At that point, all the homies that don't got any kind of hustle, you're carrying them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, I moved like that for a lot of years, and going into the system, it was just like, it was, all the same people that I had functioned with on the streets were right there. They're like, what's up, homie? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's, I tell you, man, it's rough. It's rough to like distance yourself from people, but I'm always the guy that I want to help another homie out. I want to help him get on his feet, And and I got a dude I'm getting ready to. I'm probably going to be interviewing him soon, see what he says. But he was in the feds with me. One of the homies was in the feds with me, and he's trying to start his rap career. So I told him, told him I'd see if I can help him out, see if I, because he wants to be seen by like Swifty Blue and all them. And I'm like, well, I don't know if Swifty watches my channel or not, but I'm sure he knows about the channel because, I'm sure he does. But we'll see, and that's the best I could do for the homies,
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's all really anyone could do is just open doors, you know what I mean? And lend a hand. And homies always appreciate that. I know I always have. Like, I always look back and I remember the cats that looked out for me. But that's real tight, you know what I mean? Like, that's dope of you to do that because, sometimes that's all a cat needs. Just that one thing, you know what I mean? Just let me in and I'll do the rest. So, fucking, that's real tight. That's real dope of you, G.
Yeah, man. So what happened with the end of the show? Did you go all the way through, or did you get eliminated, or what?
Yeah, I went all the way through. Like even my trainer had told me he had never seen anybody work like that because like I was on it every day. And the thing is like right now I'm calm and I'm cool and all that shit. But inside like there's an egomaniac, like there's an alpha male, you know what I mean? So I would see like fucking I would see them work out. And like these motherfuckers are all in shape, and I'd be like, I'd never be that guy like, oh fuck, I can't keep going. Like, hell nah. If they do that, I can do that. You know what I mean? So I will my way. Sometimes they'd even have to stop me because like, whoa, chill out, fool. Like you ain't ready for that. But I'm like, nah, like I'm gonna do this shit. So that's the way I looked at it. Is like, if they're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So I never had that attitude like it's too hard because I was like, if I see Leon doing that shit. If I see Godfred doing that shit, those are the trainers. I'm going to do it because they're human. I'm human. Like, if they got the ability, I got the ability. You know what I mean? So fucking I never took any like pity on myself, like, oh, I'm out of shape, I'm overweight, I can't do it. Like, fuck that shit. Like, I'm gonna do it. There ain't no question about it. This is gonna happen. So yeah, I finished. I lost 56 pounds. Lost an additional 20 pounds, 30 pounds after the show aired. The only thing that fucked up is I kept the same diet because after the show stopped, I was still working out. I would walk to work about a mile and a half to work. That's actually one of the ways I started doing my videos. I would film with my phone on the way to work. Like if you see my early videos, I'm all at the train tracks. You know what I mean? Just filming that shit. I film on the way to work. I'd run back home, or even in the morning before I even got to work in the morning, I would do 45 minutes on the stairs, and then I drive to Santa Monica after work to do boxing training for about an hour. So like I was burning calories like a motherfucker, like all day. So when this quarantine shit stopped or started, my diet stood the same with a lot of protein, a lot of carbs, like fucking to give me energy for throughout the day. And I gained a little bit of weight, but I adjusted my diet within the last week, and I'm ready to get back on that shit again. You know what I mean? Like the comebacks can be way better than the setback. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean?
How long were you on that show?
That show is just 12 weeks. So 12 weeks, 56 pounds in 12 weeks. And fucking, it's real cool though. Like everything they give you, like they give you that shit. So fucking, I have like a fucking zoot suit kind of suit, a Stacey Adams zoot suit. And I was like, that's just real fucking tight. Like the hat, I got the hat. They gave me jewelry. The only thing that's fucked up is they said, you have any cosmetic surgery that you need? And I'm like, I'm a guy, I don't need no cosmetic surgery. I didn't even think I should get my motherfucking teeth fixed because they fucked up my teeth at YTS. I got dental work in YTS thinking I'm gonna make the state pay for this shit, and not realizing they use some fucking whack ass shit to fill your teeth. And when I got out within a year, like my first fucking tooth fell out. I was like, the filling from that shit fell out. I was like, oh, that's fucking whack. So I could have asked for that, but I didn't, and I kind of regret that. But other than that, like it's real fucking cool. Like my trainer took care of the meal prep, so basically I didn't have to worry about what kind of food I was eating. He gave me the right food, and I would just eat that shit. The only thing I had to do was drive to Santa Monica every day. So I worked in Monte. So I'd work from Monte. I'd go from Monte, Santa Monica every day, and then back home. That's all I had to do. And then fucking they took care of the rest.
Do you still ever talk to any of these people from the show?
Oh hell yeah. I got a fucking I got the YouTube channel, Incredible Javier YouTube channel, and I got a show on Icon Radio called the Incredible Javier Show, where it's kind of like more podcast style. And I talked to two of them, and that's gonna come out next soon. That's coming out soon. That'll come out, and yeah, I still talk to them all the time. We for a while before the quarantine happened, we were working out together. A lot of us are still working out, and they're real cool people from all walks of life, and you get to just hear different stories. And there's a girl on there. She's real cool. Her husband though unfortunately passed away in a car accident, and the car went up in flames. They couldn't save him. They saved everyone else except him, and she took that hard. So she gained weight because of that. There were just, one of the homies on there, Logan, he's a rapper too. He was in camp, got in a fight in, the county camp, the youth camps, got in a fight. They knocked him down and he broke his neck on the bed, like some real fucking random shit. And he ended up gaining a gang of weight too. So fucking, like, I still talk to him. There's a lot of people that are still cool. And my trainer, I'm still real good with my trainer. Like, that fool's cool as fuck. That's like he's like family, you know what I mean? So if there's times where I chop it up with them, I'll just call them up, like, what's up, man? How you doing? And we'll just, just chop it up and chill out and shit. So yeah, I still talk to a few of the people. The producers, not so much. Like, they do their job and they jam. They bounce. You know what I mean? It's like, they're cool while they're there with you because, like, they need to, like, manage your ego. They need to manage you as a person and shit. So like they'll come at you a different way, be real friendly, but as soon as the show's over, they bounce. You know what I mean? But the contestants, like, I still talk to them. They're real fucking cool.
That's awesome, brother. That's real awesome, man. Well, I'm very proud of your success.
I appreciate
You know,
that.
I think you've done amazing work, man. And I guess that's why you're incredible.
Yeah. No, the reason I took that name too is I needed something to write on my robe. Like, what do you want to write on your robe? And when I was a kid, I couldn't afford we couldn't afford name brand wrestlers for the toys, right? So they wanted the swap meet. They get us the cheap toys. But I like that shit because I didn't want to be the Undertaker or the Repo Man. I wanted to be my own person. So I named one of the wrestlers Incredible Javier. So, and they were like, what do you want to write it back at the robe? I just said, fuck it. I'll go with that wrestler name, Incredible Javier. And yeah, so that shit just kind of stuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man. Well, I mean, I'm completely I'm proud of you, man. And like I said, you know, not many of us make it out, you know. Not many of us make it out and you know, maneuvering around through this YouTube world and the social media world. I mean, I'm still learning it, you know. I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes myself. I've picked myself up. I started a nonprofit organization 2 years ago, man. And I had to shut it down because I couldn't get any help. I mean, I was literally like, you know, talking to a brick wall.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest part for me to deal with, and I almost gave up on everything at that point. But since that time, like I said, I've published 3 books. I just published my 3rd book today. As a matter of fact, yeah, my Kindle copy is up right now, but I still got to get my hardback book. For some reason, the paperback or the hardback paperback is still in review. I knew it was going to happen like that, but it's whatever. It should be ready to go probably by tomorrow. But yeah, you know, just never give up is the only thing that I could say. You know, you're doing some positive things that are helping a lot of homies get out of the game, get out of the revolving door. And I mean, that's always going to be applauded on my end. I mean, to the fullest.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, I much love, man. I appreciate you even, you know, taking the time to chop it up with me because, you know, like you don't have to, you know what I mean? Like, you got your platform. You could, you know what I mean? You could, I really appreciate that, man. And the fact that, you know, newfound respect that you even tried the nonprofit organization. That takes courage, that takes risk. And sometimes things don't work out, but that don't mean it's the end. You know what I mean? And you show that shit. You show that it ain't the end. Like, you mean just because you're knocked down don't mean you're knocked out. Like, I've lost fights. I'm not gonna lie. There's been a gang of times where I took it. I fell. Fuck it. I didn't go out like no punk though. You know what I mean? That's life. Sometimes you could get beat down. Don't go out like no punk, and you'll be straight.
Yeah, and I'm trying to use, like I said, I'm trying to use my channel, my books, and everything to bring the nonprofit organization back. I mean, that's always been one of the goals. You know, for the most part, like, you know, I came out as that arrogant, sarcastic dude that's just, you know, trying to call people out on things that they probably would never notice about themselves, you know.
Yeah.
Just getting caught up in a lot of these fads and whatnot, or just getting caught up in something that doesn't really bring any value to their life. You know, but like I said, it's a it's a growing experience every single day for me, as it is for you. And you know, we just have to keep pushing, man, every single day.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I won't keep too much more of your time. I really appreciate it. It's been an honor and a pleasure for you to come on here. You know, it really means a lot to me, man. And I'm sure it's going to mean a lot to my subscribers that are going to probably be seeing you for the very first time. Hopefully some of them will come over to your channel. So if you can, you know, just give us a little bit of breakdown about, you know, what it is that you're doing with your channel. What are your goals? What are you looking to accomplish with all this?
Yeah. So my main the main reason for the platform is youth incarceration. So a lot of the people I talk to have been incarcerated as youth, and most of them have done time in YA. And the thing about people don't realize about youth incarceration is most of them are going to get out one day. Most kids that are locked up will be in the streets one day, right? So I just want to show people the different, the different experiences we have, the different impacts that youth incarceration has, and the failures of youth incarceration. So hopefully we can make a change and people won't have to go through this. So that's the first thing I focus on. The second thing I focus on is growth. Most of the people that I interview haven't reoffended in years. So that's why I want to show people, like, look, it's not how you begin, it's how you end, right? So just because we started a certain way, well, we can't let our past define us. And these are the people that, and I try to get people with crazy ass stories. Maybe like my boy Rumble, he went into to YA, he entered YA at I think 14 years old, got out at 28 from Pelican Bay. You know what I mean? Like never got out in that time. From that whole time, turned a YA program into a fucking Pelican Bay shoe program. Like that's the way. Like he's and now he's cool. Now he's chilling. He's working. He's not even like he's raising he has a daughter with autism. He's raising her. He's doing that. You know what I mean? It's my boy Bieber from Northside Bowling. He had a rough time at YA, rough ass time. Everybody wanted to fight him. Never broke down, and he's a comedian now. He's doing that kind of shit. He turned his pain into comedy. So it's just like there's so many talented people out there that I want to shine a light on and say, look, there's more to us than just our past. Yeah, our past helped make us who we are, but it's not going to define who we are. And that's what I try to do with the YouTube channel.
Well, we definitely support that over here at PBR, bro. We definitely on there with you.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate you bringing me on for real. Like I said, I know you didn't have to do it. And, you spit the truth, you know what I mean? And hate it or love it, it's your point of view. And that's what's tight. I mean, you keep it real. You ain't going to beat around the bush. And that's real dope. That's real dope. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people you may not like the messenger. And some of these people, I got to tell you, trolls and others alike, man, they allow me to like rent space in their head.
Yeah.
I'm not even renting space in their head, man. I'm squatting in their head.
Yeah, for free.
You know what I mean? I kick the door open and I'm in there, man. And you can't get me out of there, not even with eviction notice. and that right there, it's like I always try to use that. It's like, ask yourself, why do you allow me to get in your head?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, what do you care? It's like, I mean, me, I'm so grounded. Like if I, sometimes I'll watch a video about something and, people be like lacing me up on game on like other people and people's experiences with certain, like fitness crazes or certain like diet programs, other things like dealing with, just religious point of views or musicians and stuff, like what they're about. Because, like for me, like somebody's music can be great. Somebody could speak a good game. But if their character is bad, it just kills it for me.
Yeah.
It kills it for me. Like I can't deal with it any longer.
I get that.
Yeah.
100%. Like I was a fan of SPM, so I found out it was a chomo and shit, and I was like, damn, like that's fucked up. But like you said, that kills it. Like I'm cool with that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and everybody, and once again, you got all his groupies coming. Oh man, he got framed. It's just like everybody says they got framed, bro. There's always a kernel of truth to these things. Yeah. There's always some kind of a kernel of truth to these things. This is what I've learned for years being in the prison system, bro. Is like these cases don't just come out of nowhere. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, it's like I said, 100% of people in prison are innocent, but only 5% of them are really innocent. You know what I mean by that? It's like I used to do the legal work, man. I used to see all kinds of stuff. And I used to tell them, I got framed, and this and this and that. I go, well, you may have had this dope planted on you, but you were up to no good. You know,
Yeah.
you were definitely up to no good. So something brought them to your attention. You know what I mean? To something brought you to their attention. And it's like that all the time, man. It's like, you know, I tell people, man, there's not a smoky room of cops sitting around and it's like dimly lit and they're all plotting on, okay, we got this guy today. Let's figure out how we can fuck him and put him in prison. It doesn't work that way, man. You put yourself in the line of fire with your actions.
Yeah.
And sometimes your karma catches up to you. You could have done something 10 years ago, man, and your karma will catch up to you with this. And you're like, wow,
Yep.
I was framed. Well, actually, you're just reaping the rewards of the last time you got away with it.
Yeah. I always tell people, because they always tell me, what do you think about this person? I try not to speak on too many people, right? Because like I don't know people, like I don't know them personally. And I said, this is what I'll tell you. If they're looking for trouble, they'll find it. You know what I mean? It might not be when they want it, but they will find trouble. And you know, like fucking sometimes, like you said, it's at the wrong time for them. Sometimes like, oh, but I was trying. Like, dog, that's what happens. You took those risks. You put that shit out there. Now you're reaping the fucking, you're reaping the benefits of your actions. You're like, fuck it, this is what happens. Time to ride it out now.
Exactly. All right, my man, do you got any closing thoughts, any closing words or anything like that you would like to put out there?
I just want to thank you again. Thank the fucking PBR car. You know, I know you guys ride thick. You know what I mean? And
we ride hard, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you know, just all my people at Glove Works at the gym, and just fucking everybody that fucks with me. Appreciate all my boys from EMF. Appreciate that. Much love.
Yeah, shout out to Monte.
Much love to Monte all day.
Yeah. Well, where's your channel at? What's it called? I'm gonna put it in the comment section, but you go ahead and give it a shout out right now.
Yeah, it's Incredible Javier. Just type in Incredible and then Javier, and you'll see me right there.
And you'll see him. He's wearing a very fine suit with a
provided
fedora.
by. Yeah, provided by the Revenge Body. That's the suit they gave me.
Yeah, he's got a fedora on his head. Yeah.
They give me that too.
All right, my man. Well, we gonna close this out in typical PBR fashion, like we always do. I don't know, if you know the closeout or not, but it's dramatic.
What's the closeout?
Prison Break Raw, uncut, uncensored, no holds barred, non sugarcoat, not politically correct, all up in your face, slapping you with that. What are we slapping them with?
With the dick of reality.
That dick of reality, and we out.
Peace.